Hello there everyone and welcome back to more Total War Warhammer. It has been a rough session just at the very end, the last time, for my attempt to take Karak 8 Peak, even just to raze it to the ground, has ended in utter disaster. A lot of it of course is probably due to the fact that I spent more time firing on their walls and defenses than the actual army, and the fact that their cannon was shooting at me all this time when I thought it was the grudge throwers that were the problem against me. Silly me for thinking that the cannon actually shot straight. Who would have thought? Either way, we are still able to potentially recover from this, although with this loss, I think the Dwarven armies are going to ransack through a couple of my territory, and I don't think I have the convenience to upgrade these to how I want. The honest truth of the matter is. But we're going to try nonetheless. If I can get Karak Azag already, that's probably the best I can realistically hope for, and use this as a fortification point for reinforcing my army. Although with that said, what kind of army can I reinforce here? I can only get Death Guard. Yeah, I can't really get the units that I had with this range army, not at least in a local sense. So we're going to have to see how I can recover this in a timely manner. And I am going to have another army nearby, even if it's a fresh army, and they will be able to help buffer. It's just an honest question if I'm going to have the same problem with the warp fire throwers as I did with the rattling gunners, which is almost certainly going to be the case. And also, I had completely reworked my hotkeys a bit in preparation for to eventually dive into multiplayer. So this episode is probably going to be a little more difficult than what I'm used to, but odds are really good down here after taking out one of their armies with Queek, and he has the Dwarf Gouger. And that is the, well, you're not Queek for one, so let's get to actual Queek. There we go. He has the Dwarf Gouger, and he's going to have a ridiculous amount of armor piercing to kind of wreck them. I just quickly had a look at the stats, and with the 13 scheme buff effect that also increases armor piercing damage, Queek is doing a whopping 1200 points of damage when you factor everything in, if not more than that in all seriousness. And I'm really eager to see how much he crushes these dwarves. And then we'll probably have to make a speedy effort to head up north, ideally. But let's finish these guys off. Well, probably not this turn, as I kind of would like them to try and fight me. Although their odds probably don't feel confident in taking me on, with that said. But with what I learned, I'm going to need a couple of towers to help, regardless. And I don't think I can sprint, even though sprinting's not all that helpful. I'm just more worried about the attrition damage. As such, I want to get to Morkheim to replenish myself, and this is only the first wave, keep in mind with these dwarves. I did go to war with all their allies as well, which I'm going to have to double check who I'm actually at war with. I'm at war with a lot of people. They're probably too busy with their own adversaries and enemies. Never mind, they are a ways away, and even after losing my army, I'm still relatively high ranked.
The Empire.
But I am on a bit of a timetable before they come this way, and if they piss off the Khemri enough by trying to go through the territory, because they basically secured everything here, then they might join me in the war. I just did not bother to call them into the war because that could be a bit suicidal for them. We will see what happens.
So,
Otherwise, trying to keep in mind who's Wizenland. We already looked at you. Border Princes,
right.
Mariensburg, you're way out in the middle of nowhere.
What?
Kirain Hearn, they're a smaller faction. They're not a big threat, especially with their own war effort. Well, most of them have their own wars at least. Kragador,
Yes.
Telia, so all these are far western regions which, more than likely,
The Empire.
they're going to have to go through the Khemri. And at the same time probably go through Clan Eshin at the same time. So for the foreseeable future, it's just these guys I have to deal with. It's just a shame I did not do enough damage. I would have loved to have taken this region. Oh well. That is how it is. I just gotta learn from this experience and hopefully not have this cost me. But at the same time, with the amount of territory, well, I was hoping just to go to overview. With the amount of territory I have here to kind of stall them and delay them, I should be able to recover just fine. I'm just taking 2 steps back so I can take 3 steps forward.
Treaty deal, you seek.
A defensive alliance. I like me some money, I'm not gonna lie. Would it be... I really want them to have an adversarial conflict here, but considering the massive war I'm having, I think I already got what I wanted. It's just a matter of being successful at it. I think I'll allow for this, for now. And I would like to play with Snitch if a confederation is at all possible. Well, this is no surprise here, but surprisingly, for some reason the victory would be mine if I were to commit to this. So it tells me. Do I dare want to chance this, as ridiculous as it sounds?
Zap! Kill for Scryer!
I think I'm going to quick save just in case, but oddly, I feel like this is lying to me. But I do have high ground vantage point, which will help a ton. But let's give this a try. If I can at least salvage this situation a bit, this would be worth it. And with the quick save... Oh, retreat's not even possible for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I attacked them and failed. That may have been why, so... Surviving. I don't really have a choice. I need to survive this fight. And if I survive, then this is a lot of food to get. I'm just surprised they would go into something that would at least seem to the AI like a one-side battle for me. Especially when I have siege weapons to shoot back at them. This will be fun. I just gotta be very careful with my lord, which is very doable. He is a spellcaster and not really a melee fighter. And I'm gonna need clan rats to kind of slow them down quite a bit. Now I just gotta remember my hotkeys. As again, I changed them over entirely, and as you can see, I also changed a lot of my other stuff. Although, I was really hoping this would be good elevation here. Oh, it is elevation. It just looks very misleading. I'm not gonna lie. And even then, it's still technically a downward slope. Either way, let's get this set up. It's do or die for this type of fight, and I gotta make it work. I don't have much of a choice in the matter. Now, Warlock in there, Warlock there. I can't remember what spells I have access to, since it doesn't want to show me, but if I can heal a few, that would help buffer you a bit. Now, what spells? I have lots of spells that I could use against dwarves. Weak against armor, though. Oh, that's Scorch. I'm wanting... I don't have the wind spell, do I? My Warlock does, right? And this is good against armor. I'm probably using you. And I have lots of menace below, which I am definitely going to depend on a lot here. So, with that said, let's get our control groups figured out here. As I said, my control groups are a little bit different. We'll see how this fares. If I could start firing early, then that's good. Now I just gotta figure out which one's which is the only problem with doing this. Which siege weaponry is which so I can focus appropriately. Alright. So you heal. Because that seems appropriate.
Rattling gun.
And if rattling gunners can just shoot these things down and cripple them, that'd be nice.
Ready, ready.
Again, I gotta figure out my hotkeys a bit.
Very good, man.
And turn off skirmisher mode would be helpful here.
Warlock Master!
Now, gotta make sure I can actually get up there to hit everyone, ideally. And remember my remember what key it is. There we are. Just to make sure I hit the right unit, although they're already breaking. Nope, that's not the one I want. Does the spell not even work? I'm trying to figure out what just happened there. If the spell worked or not. Because it sure doesn't feel like it.
Warlock move!
And it annoys me a bit because of it.
Warp lightning cannon!
This is going to be a little bit of a mess to figure out. Because again, this was more optimized or minded towards multiplayer than anything else, really. So I don't know how effective this is going to be. With that said. It's probably a little bit more of an eyesore, but I could change my angle to help to a degree. Now, let's cripple them, because they are pretty damn crippled right now. And it is a little bit hard to control at the same time, too, to an extent. But we have clan rats to serve as a continual buffer. And also, let's charge up our energy a bit.
Warp spell! Yes, yes!
Rattling gunners, get into better position, please. Armor piercing for these guys, although I probably should have included maybe my globadiers if they actually benefit from that. Warriors flee, that's fine. The clan rats did what they need to. I just wish there was a way I could close this icon, as it is kind of blocking me right now. Only thing I really dislike about this. Although it kind of was being intrusive before, let's be honest. Now, let me try. There we go. Death Frenzy. Not that really. Actually, it's probably important for this one. And victory is all but ours here. Now clan rats are gone. Oh, and all this time I forgot about the siege weaponry. Which is fine, we could deal with them. As my army is kind of so small that they probably are doing a lot less damage to me as a result of that. As opposed to a big army. And we did survive. That helps with the sour defeat that I had last episode. And again, it is trying to learn these control groups and better positioning. Wow. 100 kills with this thing. I was honestly not expecting that, considering it has no splash damage, for crying out loud. Although, I think I could have had them focus on the gyrocopters. They were like the biggest things to probably shoot at for the warp lightning throwers. But I was not expecting that much damage. I'm expecting these guys to do a little bit more. Just because, again, AoE splash damage. And most of their units were already crippled. And it looks like we killed almost everything too. Sell off, enslave. Replenishment is probably important here.
Optics enhanced.
I would like to just kill you off. And yeah, you're gonna make it back to your army, are you? And then they're gonna get defended. Well, if Karak 8 Peak actually joins them, that helps. Actually.
We're heading out for a bit.
Alright. Alright, what do we have here? Karak Zorn. In the region of Karak Zorn, anyway. Which is down below, I believe. So he's already max loyalty. Public order. Who's this loyalty on? For everyone in the region, I'm assuming? I'm hoping? Let's just hope I don't regret that. As it did not hurt your loyalty at the very least. And thankfully, you are now level 20. I don't have to worry about you dying on me anymore. Or unlike my poor warlords or chieftains, who really haven't had a good time. If I attack them, Karak 8 Peak joins in this fight. Which in all honesty, it's probably a terrible idea, I won't lie. But this would be a good way to get some kind of victory. To salvage this. If I can cripple the army enough. I just don't have enough units. I definitely don't have the buffer. So I'm just going to save this just due to uncertainty of this sum. And if it looks like utter disaster, or rather, if the odds look like I'm not going to win at all, then I probably will just retreat and regroup. I want to salvage this situation, ideally. And there's a good opportunity, but if I ambush him, that actually backfires a bit. If I'm honest. If I ambush them, this is gonna backfire. Odds are actually even, which is kind of what I want. And I get max mes below. I don't want to go too ridiculous because I think the battle's going to be over before then, but I get 7 right off the bat. This is worth trying. And with the amount of range weaponry and spells I have, this could still be good. And I have the assassin that kind of cause problems too for the ranged and the siege weaponry if I do this right. This is a good opportunity to use my assassin. I just don't have any other stock units to join him. And if he could kill the Thane, that could cause problems for him too. It's not a ridiculous idea. It's just a question how to attack. Well, with them only having 3 units, one of which is a friggin' siege weaponry, he could just rush up there and kill the Lord. This is not a terrible idea. Let's see. Power is good. I want to find elevation. It's really hard to judge what the elevation is like, though. If I'm actually benefiting from it from this angle, I'm not gonna lie. It could also have something to do with the textures, but it feels odd. Either way. I think what we do is just rush these guys down. And then back up, backtrack, and have our fun there. And this gives me an opportunity to heal. Again, this is just a very awkward army. But there's some real promise to recover from this situation. I just don't really want to fire on them. Ideally. So I'll just turn off fire at will for the time being, as they're just small targets. And if I can just rush the siege weaponry, that'd be fine. Yeah, you can run away for all I care. I just want the Lord. Although sadly he doesn't quite have the trophy ability to take advantage of yet. Death Frenzy for you, because it's kind of required.
Warlock engineer.
And actually, well, you could probably fight this thing, and I would like to minimize your damage.
Warp lightning cannon.
Kill their siege weaponry and work from there. And also, I gotta remember, I can heal. Hope that was the wrong ability, but I have enough time that I probably could recover from that.
Yes, yes.
There, they are broken, that's fine. It's hard to see what the health of the Lord is at the moment. Which, I had this problem before anyway, let's be fair.
Assassin.
No, I think he's dead, it just doesn't want to tell me if he is or not. Alright, everyone get back. I think you're already concealed, but that's not a problem. And let's get everyone in position, especially on the high ground. Because extra damage is nice last I checked. And we're about to get them in firing range, which is going to be good. This is still not going to be easy. Because what exactly do I have the assassin go after with them in such a clump? And it looks like they're also already adjusting and preparing for the fact that my assassin's kind of on their flank. Which is an unsurprising type of behavior from the AI.
Warp lightning cannon.
I'm trying to maximize my damage, but with them constantly moving around like they are, for said assassin, it's hard to do.
Warlock engineer. Freaky streak.
Actually, let him get spotted and maybe he'll take a couple of shots that way.
Square targets.
No, I don't.
Spell casting.
That was probably a bad idea.
Warp lightning cannon. Witchy magics.
Alright, just keep firing, just do your damage, ideally. And if you can't just go after these guys now, I think you have the means.
Yes, good, good.
Maximize your damage and prepare for war.
Warlock master. What? Kill slay. I'll take it.
Alright, fire, fire. Obliterate them some more if possible. I have more clan rats for this.
Yes, yes. Guide us onward.
Oh, assassin's just getting wrecked right now. I thought I was keeping him alive, but I guess not. Or I thought I was making him be useful, but I guess not.
Ready, ready. Quick, quick. Warlock engineer.
Probably should have done AoE Death Frenzy instead, but
Turn on. What orders? Escape flight's command.
let's see.
Warlock master.
Sane is a bit of a pain. I guess that's no surprise, though. Get these guys out.
Counselor's command.
I thought maybe the assassin could have done a little bit better against the ranged units, but I guess not.
Walk lightning cannon. Attack.
Yeah.
Die, die, die.
Can we get some lightning in? To help soften them up a bit.
Now ready.
Assassin's getting wrecked, sadly. It's hard to really tell how the situation looks with so many units. But we are winning. So many of them are shattered. They're completely shattered right now.
Warlock master.
Now, what I want to do is maximize the damage.
Forward. Scrapper, scurry. Attack charge.
Because there still is a wall we have to deal with after all.
Yes, yes.
If I were... Because this is not going to give me
Lightning cannon.
victory at Carrick 8 Peak yet, if I even want to chance it. I want to kill off as many as possible for any preceding turn.
Globadiers.
Who else am I? I just gotta make sure all units are accounted for, which they are not.
Bringing doom.
And if I can kill the Lord, the Sane, that would be nice, but
Quick, quick, go. Over here.
hit the wrong thing. Again, I'm trying to figure out my hotkeys on the fly, which is a lot easier said than done, especially in the thick of the moment, where I have to try and do this under a recording. But it's a good success still. It's just, again, getting used to this camera too. Primarily because I absolutely hate how if I scroll on the top of the screen, it rotates as opposed to move it. That's where my biggest issue trying to figure this out is.
Yes, yes. Murder, kill, kill.
Oh.
Assassin.
Assassin, get going. Ideally, I want to kill as many as I can, as ending the battle won't really allow for that the best. And I'm not gaining any more mana, am I? Oh, now I am. Because I would like to... Are you the same? No, you're just Thunders. I would like to kill these guys off with some good AoE damage. That's the same there, and sadly he's gonna live. Not much I could do about that, but he's only one guy.
Back moving.
Of course, they're running away, which honestly is kind of a good thing. Gives me more time to murder them.
Sizzle and die.
And what about you? Effective when flanking. That's not... I could probably just speed this up. That might help a little bit. Since this is an inevitable victory, I just want to kill as many as I can.
Warlock
And my
master.
spell did not get cast, which is really annoying.
Scuttle move.
I just want to kill these guys off, and I probably was robbed an opportunity to kill these guys off
Magic's ready.
as a result of that. But it's a good opportunity to practice shooting,
Walk like
attacking while moving, I guess. But still, terrible aiming.
going.
So that was my clan rats wiped out. Alright. Completely completely unnecessary, I probably will admit that, but again, The damage that I do here sticks. It is worth doing still. And I am going to take full advantage of it if I can. Unless I just take Carrick AP peak right now, which I seriously doubt will happen, but we are crushing these guys. And my clan rats are getting crushed at the moment. Or, well, they're kind of being expired more accurately. There, heroic victory, considering the numbers we had. We did kill our lord, which I don't know how much that played into it, as I didn't get an indicator saying that their lord was killed, and he's using my friggin' banner. The dick. I don't like this. And apparently only 14 units were lost, which I don't think counts the spawned units in all honesty. I'm going to assume anyway. Regardless, the lightning throwers, the warp lightning cannon, is still getting a ridiculous amount of kills somehow. It was meant for this type of battle. More replenishment, please.
Lightning conductor charged.
Killed in battle. Banner of the Under Empire, but don't think I can take Carrick 8 Peak now, can I? I am again wondering about the Doomflayer or Doomwheel. Doomwheel arguably would be better just because it should be more powerful, right? It's just how do I make the most of it? Honestly, where am I thinking? It's honestly what I'm wondering. Casualty replenishment rate in army, that sounds useful, but I need to actually replenish my army. Which could actually be a factor here, but I can attack Carrick 8 Peak now.
My plan scheme's always best.
And I would like Crack Call, but we kind of already have my Warlock with that spell at the moment. It's not a huge issue. Now you level up again. What do we give you? Extra ammo. You would be ideal for a ranged army, but all the range armies I want are going to have warlocks. Another thing I'm wondering about. Missile strength for all units. That sounds great too. And yeah, you're maxing out all your spells too. Not really much else I need. Let's just give you your ammo then. It's going to be really valuable here. Only misplay that I did there was with this assassin, dang it. I figured he could have done some work against the doors, but with the numbers, I guess not. He was probably meant to fight the Thane. It's probably what I really should have done. Otherwise, I can make him move faster, which is kind of useful. Weapon strength's kind of nice. But I want to believe we could take this out. At the very least, siege it. No.
See?
We're not going to siege that yet because I can actually besiege it proper. Wow. Now it's all but guaranteed, and the walls had been damaged from the previous turn. Am I really going to make the same mistake twice? With seven uses of menace below, you know I'm going to make the same fucking mistake. I just got to find the walls, if they're in the same spot I broke before, and just breach on through quickly. And I can heal my warlord. Oh, I think the replenishment rate from killing the troops is at the end of the turn. I thought it actually immediately replenished me. Okay. The damage stuck, including the damage on the fort, or the towers. It's looking like. And I'm fine with this, because that hopefully means they can't use these towers on me. So maybe my stupidity is actually going to pay off this episode. What was a terrible mistake is actually going to possibly get me victory. Possibly. I just don't have the buffer. It's the only problem. I don't have the durability. Which makes me wonder if I should try to have the assassin go take the point. See if it's possible at least. I doubt it, but with menace below, there is opportunity. And I think I want to try and gamble, as I don't really have much power to begin with. Yeah, my reserves are maxed out. I want to see what changes if I gamble. It did go down, but I still have my reserve. I'll recharge quickly enough before it even matters.
Warlock Master!
Alright.
Council's command.
I think we're set here. And I am actually getting friggin' shots off, which is kind of nice. Now again, assassin, you go do what you do best. And they have no weapons to shoot back. My stupidity is in my advantage for a change. Nope, I don't want you moving. But if you can shoot at something, that'd be nice. Just shoot at whatever you can, ideally. And then we'll go from there and see if there's anything hidden here. They'll be forced to deal with this, and ideally, my siege weaponry and menace below can help with that. And also, let's heal you, because that would be a good idea. And just harass them, and ideally, just force them to kind of get... just keep them from using their walls as cover. Is really all I want. Also, maybe we can cripple these guys a bit. Which would be kind of nice. Am I actually taking this point? I see this icon, which I'm assuming means I'm taking it. Yeah, it just didn't look like it at first. Oh my god, this is going to be a lot easier than I realized, dang it. Let's not get too excited, though. And Death Frenzy for you, although I think you're the worst person to put this on, especially since none of them really have fear, but... They are shooting at stuff, right? That's all I'm really wondering. Clan rats. Ooh, we can get more clan rats, which is good. And just taking the point. At least all this damage buff is stacking up because it is reducing their armor too. And it actually did a quite notable amount of damage. If I'm so honest. Now more Death Frenzy, because why not? And because these guys are expendable, let's just enjoy some fireworks. Boom! Well, that was a lot of power. And the assassin's just sitting pretty. Jeez, this is a night and day difference from the last episode, wasn't it? Maybe it was all part of my grand strategy without my knowing, without my realizing. And is it just me, or does it seem like Menace Below is triggering really quickly for 45 seconds? It seems a lot friggin' faster. I just could not tell you why. But we're about to take the point if we haven't already taken it. Yeah, it's counting down is basically what's happening. Now you conceal yourself, you hide. Oh, I'm not allowed to hide here is what that icon tells me. That is fine. Their death awaits them. And the clan rats are eventually, after trying multiple times, are actually about to win against these dwarves finally. And you get yourself some defense and deal with him. I'm really hoping you win. Especially with the morale plummeting. What is causing the modifiers, I wonder? Exposed flank and just the amount of burst damage they just took. I was wondering if taking the objective would have caused some morale issues or not.
Warlock Master!
Now, clan rats, you come in here, contribute to the party, and just enjoy the fireworks, although Devil Warp Lightning would have been fun too. There. It took a little bit of time, but we finally got there, damn it. It was just far more costlier than I would have liked. And now the honest question, do I just raise Kirak 8 Peak to the ground or burn all my food to fortify it? It's a really stupid question, but I don't think I could take on 2 dwarven armies right next to me. And I'd rather weaken the settlement so it's easier to take in the future. That was my entire thought process. But victory is ours.
Smartest warlock brings victory.
I have a banner, which I'm going to use.
All your riches are ours. Ours.
I don't get a lot of money, sadly.
Skaven ruin.
But I think we're gonna insult the dwarfs even more and just raise it to the friggin' ground. Cause I'm not gonna be able to hold this.
Mighty master engineer I am.
Yeah, I lost the under settlement, that's fine. I got good use out of it. Ooh. More healing for my warlock. Or just for anyone in general, really, if I...
Master engineer. Trust him.
But...
Now.
Who do I give that? Oh, I can't give it to him. Now... It's a one-time use thing, I'm assuming. Because, yeah, it's an enchanted item, so I'm assuming that's the case. And sadly, you can't benefit from it. The Wailing Banner. I don't know who would be good to cause terror for, especially... Maybe your Doom Wheel, but I think the Doom Wheel already gives terror, doesn't it? Yeah, so you wouldn't benefit from that the best. But again, let's see, we can give you Cracked Call. Weapon Engineer would be ideal for you, especially for upkeep cost. I like the sounds of this, and I just need 1 point for the Brass Orb, which could be a lot of fun. Not very significant now, but it could be later. Now let's prepare to run the hell away, as we just upset a lot of people probably for that. I wonder if we even upset our Clan Eshin friends for doing that. Well, I don't even know if Clan Eshin care about Kirak 8 Peak, if I'm honest. But they approve of all the actions I'm doing against dwarves. So that's fine. I got tons of wealth, tons of money. It's just a question I don't think I can hold on to these points to make use of them for the foreseeable future. And I need, well, I'm getting as much defenses as I can right now for his... yeah, these settlements are as fortified as ridiculously possible. I don't think there's much else I could do besides just try and increase the growth to get more out of my capital. You, on the other hand, can get more out. I can get more out of you. In fact, I want to demolish you for more structures. To even make you even better at being a fortification point, ideally. And never mind the fact I would like that bell at some point to eventually get to rank 5 for the rank bonuses. I think that will benefit me nicely. Otherwise... yeah, I think getting access to Stormverm is going to be good here too. For that same reason. and I can get maxed out for that benefit. You can get to level 5 finally. You're kind of in the worst spot for it, but we can do it. And I do need to start saving up some money for my army that I'm going to build soon. Dang it. Let's not go too ridiculous if I can help it. Just the usual stuff to get that settled. But now my mood is a lot better than it was at the start of this episode, but it is still an honest question on what do I do down here with Queek. As you got everything I want out of you, ideally. And I think the plan was just to max out... Yeah, try and max out these... Yeah, some of my military as much as I can to maybe benefit from something here. And what do I need? I need to spend 6 points, so I'm not going to get up there. I can max out one more of these, which isn't terrible here as this buffs my Doom Wheels and Doom Flayers. Unless I want to buff my Rat Ogres, and I would like to play with Wolf Rats, but I don't have that DLC. So I think Doom Wheels and the Doom Flayers is where I want to go to max them out. Unless I want to get tricksy or sneaky, but I don't think that benefits Queek nearly as much, as I think that just reduces damage and not really mitigates debuffs on them. Now,
I challenge, kill.
I am honestly curious if their walls have been getting repaired during this time. It does not look like it, but how many of these do I want to get before I actually attack? Lightning Strike doesn't help me, which is kind of funny, as the odds are the exact same as what it tells me. Even though I have reinforcements join me, but
Time for things to die.
I think what my plan is, even though it probably doesn't matter, I think I'll try and siege this in 2, maybe 3 more turns to get the additional treasury as well. And by then I should have 6, maybe 8 towers to siege the walls, which could be pretty good. Queek is just not going to be a little bit hindered, if only slightly, which is fine.
Scamper from me.
And now Queek,
Things.
you're already doing what's needed. You just sit there and support them.
We are brave, mighty.
If I really want to, maybe I should move them away to tempt them to attack me. Probably a terrible idea.
Chieftains to
I won't
me.
lie. But you will be in the territory,
Rakatata.
and you cannot reinforce at the moment anyway. Not while you're in your stance.
No.
And I don't think you joined this fight, so your job is done. But
Quick fight it all.
where's that thing? I don't like you, so get lost.
Scream howl.
Okay, I don't think he heard me, is what I'm learning there. We're gonna have to correct that. Well, this is no surprise here. They are attacking, but what exactly can I do? I can go after the siege weaponry with my menace below, which is not a bad use. And it justifies me trying this battle, but we're just gonna skip through this. So you'll miss out on nothing, besides my utter defeat. It was about as one-sided as expected, but it was a respectable amount of damage. Unfortunately, of course, the dwarves decided to turtle because they had the range advantage, and there was not much I could do about it. The only downside is I would have liked to have completely killed off one of their armies, which, splitting up my gun runners and night runners into 2 different squads probably was a big reason for not doing more like that. Interesting. This is odd. They're actually going to war with each other. I wonder how to feel about this because I know they have 4 armies for crying out loud, so I will break this alliance. I thought they would all be happy and friendly with each other, but I guess not. Settlement sacked. So they did not actually take it entirely, which probably doesn't help a whole lot.
Stench of others, too strong.
Yeah, and I think that demolished a lot of the structures I do have. And what was that earth thing? Okay, just another incantation. It looks like, yeah, it damaged all my settlements, so they're back down to what they originally were. Alright. That's fair enough, I guess. Although I did not want to deal with the 4 armies of Numus. Where are they anyway, in this mess? Yeah, I want to try and be friendly with everyone, but at least everyone in the Tomb Guards, or the Tomb Kings, since I honestly expect them to kind of... Yeah, I expect them to be in a confederation of sorts, but that's looking less unlikely now. Although I am curious what my relation with them is after breaking that military alliance, which I can't see here. I'm just curious how that hurts my predicament, my current standing with them. Ideally with Khemri. None at the moment, but it does hurt my reliability, which probably, yeah, at least for future endeavors will probably hurt me, but for the moment, probably not.
Warlock Master of Scryer.
Now, do I honestly take Carrick 8 Peak or not, since they're choosing not to come this way? Or at least they sacked the settlement and then they went back up. Which leaves me wondering where they are. Which we can find out at least.
Legs, tails, move.
I think not.
Yeah, there's the Lord there. I cannot take him. But where did he go? I'm assuming he's somewhere in this fog of war. Again, taking Carrick 8 Peak is a terrible idea. And I also saw the Empire, the Empire Lord was just going through this little vision here. So I don't think it's gonna be long until we run into him. I forget his name though. And I think I want to sprint. Well, actually, yeah, just under tunnel would be better. It looks like. Get me in my own territory so I can replenish, maybe. And start recovering, because I know I need some troops. Especially if they're going to attack Morgheim pretty soon. And you are currently garrisoned? No. I should have just done a local move, silly me. So that way I could start replenishing. Now, what do I have? Monster Pit, Plague Guys, Gutter Runners. What do I want next? Because I already got that structure. I would like to get this, but I'll save that for later. As I think I got the main things I'm going to need. I could go with gunnery, weaponry, and war machines. War machines could be good here. And then we'll see what I could do with my remaining 2 slots. But that's going to be a long time before I get access to them. But you're as set up as you can be. These guys are just sitting here waiting.
Do you take me
Now,
for
where
a
is my chieftain in this mess? There you are. You failed me last time. You didn't get a level in after that attempt, so just do it again. Thank you. Causes fear when fighting dwarves, although there is no room for you, sadly.
worm? Poison after.
But you are rapidly being a good replacement for my previous chieftain, I guess. Although I'm making you more a combat fighter, which, for my current chieftain, let's keep that in mind. I want a bodyguard and not an actual fighter, ideally. Ideally. Now, which do I prefer more, armor or defense? I think maybe the armor. I'm not sure if that's true or not. Actually, what's a higher stat? That helps dictate this a little bit better. Melee defense, probably because it's a better percentage gain.
Me, strongest, soon
And
become
Queek,
warlord.
you'll get your fight soon enough, and you'll get to show them how it's done. Although I have no money available. Let's keep that in mind. I need to get an army. So I'm going to be spending the next few turns on that. And damaged buildings, I think we just leave that be. And hopefully we can minimize this damage a bit. At least start dealing with this hemorrhaging. Alright. So this is a Norscan tribe, I assume. Here is all eradicated. We got alliances and we got war going on with... Yeah, there's a war going on with the Wood Elves and 3 of the factions that are kind of allied with our dwarves that are at war with me. And as a result, I don't think our Empire factions are going to be a huge threat. I just got to outlast this wave that's coming my way. Is what it's ultimately looking like. Let's see, increase your melee attack. That'll be good there. You do need to heal, which is a bit of a problem. And there's our lord that attacked us earlier. Attacking you is kind of pointless because I can't even attempt to assassinate the lord. And is assaulting you really useful? Because you're just going back. It'll keep you from trying to settle in Carrick 8 Peak, maybe. Which could be worthwhile, and I keep vision. Causes fear on dwarves. Good, good. That'll make it hurt a lot more if they try and settle Carrick 8 Peak. I want to believe. I don't know if that's technically true or not. Since I only know settling with your army does like a lot of damage to your troops. I just don't know if it's like a percentage of your current army or if it's like a flat rate that you always have to take. Now, again, you have all your spells maxed out. There's really only one path to really go with you, I suppose. Let's max out ammunition. Let's get you replenished as that's sorely needed. And what can I... It'll have to be global recruitment, only main thing. As I don't have any regular settlements here. Actually, if I go to Karak-Azag, that would help a little bit. Yeah, I could get my Stormvermin and everything here. But I don't have anything else for military. It's just really for fortification. And so, I think I should focus more on my range weaponry, rattling gunners. It does make me really want to rethink what I want to grab, though. Because the rattling gunners have been really tricky to utilize, to take advantage of.
Engineer, here!
And how much time will it take to even get them? Well, it helps if I can find them in this mess. 4 turns, which I am not really a fan of, but I need to recover anyway. And I do have the time. Actually, it would be better just to go here right now. I can literally go there now. And then just start with the local recruitment to get maxed out.
Master engineer.
And get the global recruitment as at the same time. And I can get Storm Vermin in a single turn, which definitely makes this worth it. Let's get rid of our clan rats. And just get some proper damage in. You are my wall for siege for my weaponry. I think I'll get 4 of you. I am happy with my current range weaponry. I am tempted to get a 3rd catapult though, since again the Rattling Gunners were not all that. They were really hit or miss, ideally. But the Globadiers could be useful with the wall of Storm Vermin. We have some halberds for the flanking. And what's causing such a cheap cost for these things? I feel like these Storm Vermin should cost more. Or is that just due to my research is why they're so cheap? Or maybe Queek is reducing the cost. Either way. How much are... Yeah, the clan rats with shields. They're almost 3 times the cost for something a lot more resilient and better. I think this is worth doing. Then otherwise, 2 Rattling Gunners. That'll take 4 turns. And that'll put me at 17. And I do need a Chieftain Bodyguard, so I have 2 slots available for units. Do I just get another siege? Get another siege weapon. It just comes down, do I want another Warp Lightning Thrower? Which, I don't see my Warp Lightning Thrower. Do I actually not have access to it in the global recruitment? Where are you, Hyam? I want to believe I have access to Warp Lightning. It's like a tier 3 unit. How come I don't have it? Although to be fair, I don't have access to Doomflayers, so that probably explains that. If I am honest. Now, do I get more halberds or regular Storm Vermin? Because armor piercing is nice, but I think having a wall for my range units is better. Actually, let me just get another Rattling. Do I get another Rattling Gunner? Now I'll just get another Catapult instead. And then one more Storm Vermin to serve as a wall. And then we'll be as ready as we can be. I just again need another Lord. Or another hero. I can't get a Warlock Engineer here. Oh, I just want the Chieftain. That's what I want. And I'm not going to get access to Chieftain until this is maxed out to level 3. It'll be a few turns still. Alright.
Great leader.
It'll be interesting to see how these next few turns play out. But when does this mission end? It ends this turn.
Stab, gouge.
And right now I have 6 of these. Yeah, 6 of them. And broken walls. I think I can take this on. Especially if I'm willing to burn a little bit of food for more menace below to distract them. I could have got to a battering ram with that said. That might have been useful too, but I have enough frontline units. They just may not be high enough on health, but Queek is going to help take the wall. And then we'll see how it goes from there.
He's ready.
And I gotta make sure my hero's not joining this, alas. I would have liked him to have joined, but
It all.
it's good enough, I guess. And once I take the wall, the gun runners can just pepper everything from above,
Time for
which I
things to
think
die
works out
down.
well. What do I have to worry about? They have lots of range, which again are going to be on the tower. That'll make taking the walls really easy for me. And then from there,
Who dares challenge
we
me?
just use the wall as our strength, ideally. For the slingers at the very least. They have a lot of experience though, but thankfully so does my army with Queek. And Queek is going to take no crap from these dwarves. He is kitted out. It is an honest question, what do I do with Okay, drop siege equipment. I was wondering how I could swap these out, as I would like to drop you out to have someone else take that siege tower. Now all the damage is on the left there. I think that works for me there. Let me see if there's any other breaches. I know my chieftain wasn't really the most trained, but it is nice that he has the holes in the same area. So maybe my slingers. Well, I'm not gonna do that with my slingers, let's be honest. I already told you what the plan was with them. And with 5 more slingers, they can take the wall really damn well. It's just a question, I think I attack over on the left. That way I can just cover this entire area. Now, let me just organize this mess, is the only thing of note. Actually, I do want the halberdiers to also take these towers because they would be best equipped for dealing with said dwarves. Who are the ones that took the most damage? You go in there. And who's the other one that's going to serve as the second wave? Well, really anyone. Oh, well there, that answers my question easily. I don't want the plague monks up there. That is definitely questionable. Nope, I did the wrong thing. Although it does beg the question, where's the one that I just disembarked? There, that's better. Now, that makes me feel a little more optimistic about reaching this. Just a question, how do I expect this to play out? They're gonna all come rushing along the wall on the right here, so I want my shields and regular storm vermin kind of on the right side. And the halberds will push in on the left. Queek and the council guard will be leading the charge with the damage dealers. I think it's the plan there. And that gives me 3 regular shielded storm vermin to tank the hits, ideally. And with the Blessing of Filth, they can tank really well in such a narrow pathway. I just gotta be mindful to pull back with the storm vermin. And these holes are really convenient for my rat ogres and doom flayers, as they can kind of rush in there and maybe start pressuring the point. I don't know how exactly that's going to play out though, if I'm honest, but it's an idea, and I have lots of reinforcements coming in, which they'll be able to join in. And actually Warp Lightning Thrower isn't going to do a whole lot, but it might as well shoot the wall or the door. Probably the best use I could think of. And then otherwise, let's get these guys grouped. This is going to be a massive army. I don't expect this grouping is going to work out very well, but it's a good opportunity to learn. I will accept this challenge. And slingers aren't going to do anything until the wall is breached, or at least we have the wall secured, ideally. And with that said, let's get these guys in back for that same reason, to kind of get protected by the towers. And actually, with everything damaged here, I kind of want to force all my units over here, so that way they deploy more in the middle, to be honest. The rat ogres and everything can fairly easily just move over to the left. I don't want to have to deal with this dang bit of wall, if I can help it. So let's just force them over on in the middle here. I'm sure there's a way I could cheese it by deploying all over on the right and then rushing this opening with my superior speed, but that's no fun. And also, should I gamble? I probably should with only 7 power. And it pays off here. I did lose a tiny bit of reserve, I think. But let's get started. I'm just going to actually pause here to kind of get my orders laid out. And they have a lot of units on that breach, which is fine. I need something for my rat ogres to play with. And actually, let me deploy these 3 first, so I know what this looks like. And then deploy these 3. Okay, so they could deploy however they want, basically. And they should, in theory, take all these hits really well, especially with them lacking proper siege weaponry. And I don't know if they could shoot anything or not, but I'll just shoot down the gate. We'll get these squads moving over. Get my rat ogres and everything moving. Slingers. They're not in the tower, which is fine. They only have melee units, which I could harass. Yeah, I probably should harass with them because 2 of them don't have a lot of ammo. And then everyone else can start moving up at a nice brisk pace. I say brisk pace because the towers aren't really going to go very fast. And we'll see what happens there. That was not what I wanted. I don't know why I selected everything on me. Let's try this again. I just want Queek and the Plague Priest, not everyone else. Although it is kind of eerie when there's actually no music with it being paused. So that breaches that wall nicely. That breaches there. Actually, I should have rotated. Yeah, I should have this go here with Queek leading the initial charge. Actually, yeah, Council Guard probably be better here because they did take some damage after all. You walk. Plague Priest, you walk. I don't know who you're going to support, honestly, but you could do a lot of damage with maybe your Plague spell. If it's good, yeah, it's good against armor, so you could do a lot of work. Again, the plan is to take the wall. Who else needs to move? Just the Plague Monk and those on the ground, ideally. I think that's everyone outside the reinforcements, which we're going to have a bit of a mess. Let's see how this goes. 38 speed. Oh, that's the units and not the actual tower.
What?
And see how well this handles.
Ready.
Now, they don't have the tower. They don't really have any of the towers, surprisingly, it looks like. Well, that's because the archers are on here. So, we should be able to take this real easily, and then gunner runners. Again, it is a mess, but I want to group these all together. Because their plan is a simple one. How am I going to control such a massive army, though? It's really what I'm wondering. I should be using Mass Below, I just don't know how to use Mass Below in this kind of situation. Otherwise, we'll just take our time with this and hope my units don't get too wrecked by this process, like my Storm Vermin are. Everyone just go over here, avoid the tower. We'll get into combat soon. I think the smartest thing I could do is just do this in waves and hope that my units aren't taking too much damage. Halberds, get going. Let's see. I want you to actually get in these things. I don't know if it's just as simple as just walking up quite literally or not, but...
Yes. Agreed. Yes.
Is it just me or did they already walk off the wall?
Yes. In slingers.
Which means gunner runners should be fine
Our tails yours.
to just go up the wall maybe, it's pretty soon.
We move.
I just don't know how Queek is expected to get up there, though. Because again, we took this really easily, but now it's to manage this mess.
Yes, yes. Master, kill!
Yeah, maybe I should stop using minutes below until I got my main strategy all set. Queek is up here. Again, the plan is to try and take control of this entire wall before worrying about anything else, which is going nicely here. It is just, again, a really big mess. Queek, get back up here. I know you're bold, I know you're ambitious, but I don't want you getting killed just yet. I just wish I had paid attention and thought of that more. Okay, Queek's up here. That's all I needed, but now we gotta get him over to this combat. Is my Plague Priest up there? No, he's not. But the Clan Rats are gonna help give him a little bit of space. Alright. Okay, we're looking good. We're gonna take this wall. Yeah, Queek, you do your stuff there. Actually, let's get your Dwarf Gouger to good effect here. I probably should have done it over here, but they're the halberds. They should be good. Now, if it's possible, I want you guys up on the wall. I don't know how this is going to look with now that I issued that order, though. That's what I'm a little bit afraid of. Because I see some of them not going on the tower, which is the main thing I was scared about. Alright, get the Plague Priest saved. Although, it helps if you actually work properly. I don't know what happened to my dang spell, but it's annoying. Now, can we do... Okay. Can you friggin' get upstairs? That would be nice. Alright. Rat Wave 2, I think it's time to breach the wall. Actually, I think a better idea to do this might be the group attack. Because I don't know how exactly that's going to work. I want you to attack who's closest. And I apologize for the frame rate hit, but with the music kind of uninterrupted and all that, it's still kind of good. You're just again refusing to cooperate. And it's annoying me. Oh well. We already got power. We already got things going on here. Get Queek into the fray. He's long overdue. And there's no way I'm going to be able to control the monstrous creatures, but... Let's hope we make this work. It should. The slingers are getting into position now. I'm just gonna have to make sure they're all firing or engaged. And after all that, the Plague Priest is finally upstairs. He took his sweet ass time, didn't he? Now, if you can fire at will, that'd be great. With the slingers. Yeah, all the slingers are basically just going, hugging along the wall. I hope they're getting position. I want them to start shooting. From his Fowler's doing his thing. Get over there and help Queek with his glory. And now, let's get these remaining guys into the fight. Ideally. And I never gave these clan rats an order, did I? Not a big problem. But I am buffing up the poison and debilitating these dwarves nicely. Queek is just being very uncooperative right now. And apparently he's exhausted. Even though it almost looks like he hasn't really done anything. Alright, Dwarf Gougers in full effect. Start laying waste. Plague Priests are still fresh. Let's get them into the fighting. Alright, this strategy seems so much more sound, at the very least. I don't know what that noise is though, but I think we're doing alright. Victory's looking all but complete. Queek is wrecking some dwarves with some help from his council guard. And pretty soon we'll go after this Thane. Is it Thane or just a lord is what it says. And I think I know what Queek's gonna go after. Yeah, frame rate is terrible, but again, it's not as noticeable at the very least when it's out in this angle. I'm just, of course, it really hurts my control quite a bit. But it's a massive army. That's kind of inevitable. There's not much I could do about that. I don't even think I need the double armor debuff. I think this battle is over. So let's just cripple, poison, and weaken. And I can't remember. Does Foe Seeker... Yeah, it restores your figure, which you didn't really do a whole lot regarding that, honestly. Now wipe out this Thane. Yeah, definitely. You definitely notice the slowness of the battle in close, don't you? But hopefully, Queek can murder this lord and put the final nail in that coffin. One more hit's all you need, Queek. Maybe more. But you have enough damage you could kill him in one hit. Until your buffs wear off, that is. Nope, this is not the kill I want to see. Victory. I want you to actually kill him, though. There, that's better. So, puts an end to the biggest thorn in my side, because they declared war on me back on, like, episode 7 or 8, and did absolutely nothing with it. The pacifist dwarves. And Queek is happy to take their heads. They are just not worth putting on his trophy rack, sadly. That wasn't as bad as I thought it would, considering what it said there on the odds. But either way, that was a much more thought out strategy than trying to brute force it with my rattling gunners. And I am happy for it. And there's honestly no point to level you up, as you should not be needed for defenses anytime soon, just to help fortify my empire. Rival High Talisman, that's kind of fun. It's only a duration effect though. Shife is leveled up. Shife the second. And I don't even think he did a whole lot, but it was a fun skirmish to watch. Thankfully I was zoomed out, so it didn't look nearly as bad with the lagging, but still. Couldn't really enjoy up-close combat as much as I would have liked because of that. Alright, with that said, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Now we have bigger things to look forward to.